Got ganged hooks, just on a strip bait.
When you do hook them, they do put up a good fight.
Oh, there's one. There he is, he's on a hairy. Oh. Now, it doesn't feel like anything I've ever hooked before. Just reach in there, Shannon, and bring him up for me. Because we're cooking now, I tell you.
Look, I can feel every bite, every chomp on his mouth.
Look at it. What an amazing creature. Well, it's a beautiful afternoon here in Sydney Harbour. Now today we're chasing a fish, a mysterious one that I've never actually caught before. So it's something totally different. Rumour has, there are a few out the front. Now we're going to go and catch the mysterious hairtail. Alrighty, bombs away. Well, I've never actually caught a hairtail. I've got to say I'm pretty excited about trying something new, something different. But if you've never caught the species, the first thing you do is get an expert. Shannon, what do we call you? Hairy expert?
Hairy expert, that's the one.
I've never caught a hairtail. It's a new species. What's the technique?
Okay, first off, you want a light outfit. You don't want to use your heavy outfits. You want something with a nice whippy tip.
Do they fight much?
They are quite a good fighter for a decent size one. They do take the bait very softly for the size of fish they are, but when you do hook them, they do put up a good fight.
Now, as this series is all about big fish, what's a big one? Let's get down to priorities here.
This year we have been catching fish up to 2 metres, which is average around about 2.5 to 3 kilos. For a hairtail, it's exceptional for this time of the year.
Now, before you flick that out, what is it, Shannon? What do we got here? We've got ganged hooks, just on a strip bait.
Yep.
You got no weight.
No weight.
And what do? Just flick it out and just let it drift in the current?
Flick it out, drift in the current, a couple metres below the boat. Put a couple different varies of depths, one 2 metres, one 4 metres. When we find the fish, we put them all to that depth.
Beautiful, set them different depths. Let's get that one in the water. Let's get hairy. Well, we've got a mix of baits out. We've got some dead baits, we've got some on ganged hooks. We're trying one with a circle hook to see whether we get a better hookup rate, considering I never actually caught one. But we're just giving it a whirl and seeing. Spread it out, we've got Livey sitting there as well, so we've got all bases covered. We even got the token child out. So Shannon, these fish have been, what do we know about hairtail?
They've been caught as far as China. They call them the ribbon fish over in China, also known as the hairtail. There is another species called a ribbon fish, which is very similar. They're caught in deeper depths of water, but for some reason it's not very well known why, but they do come into these estuary systems, whether they spawn or we just don't know. In the colder months, this is where they come and this is where they stay for a good 3 to 4 months.
We've just got slight weight on there, so we're just going to lift up.
So you got to be real. You got to wait for that. You got to wait for that.
Well, they're really hard. I didn't realise these things are hard. I just had weight and I thought you just lift up slowly and you're on. And as I lifted up, all I did was pull it out. So I've had my first hairtail on. One step closer to catching one. Ooh, I'm excited. I'm using probably the first ever Shimano brought into the country. We get sponsored, but what do we use? The older stuff. Shannon, it's not mine.
Just to show how good Shimano is, the old stuff still works.
So we're gang hooking a whole pilchard here. We're just putting a bit of variety out. It's not anything too fancy, it's just a real simple rig. You can see there, it's been a long time since I've actually used ganged hooks. So you can see they're ready to go, and all we're doing is just tossing them out and letting them sit around the boat.
When you're
Oh, I'm not very good at this. Come on! I want to catch one of these things. Oh, these hairies are... It is actually fun, you know, I've never caught one of these things, so I'm excited now. But something with fishing, it's a real passion. You know, I catch all these massive fish, you know, huge tuna and marlin, all this sort of stuff. Here I'm catching something I've never caught before, and the adrenaline is pumping. It's ready to rock and roll, although I'm a little bit frustrated about losing them, but I will catch one. Oh. Do I get it now? Yep. Ooh! No way! I've done it! Is this a hairy? Have I got a hairy?
Let's hope so.
Coop, stick your head down there. Tell me if it's hairy.
107.
Bring it around. Coops, move around the other side for us, please.
It's pitch black.
Oh, hairy, definitely hairy.
Oh, that's 3-0.
Ah,
I'm not the only one that's bad.
Why did I fast like I did?
look at it.
This is frustrating. Lucky I bought a few boxes of pilchards. I think we're just feeding them at the moment. Oh, a bit of weight there. There's a bit of weight. Oh, got weight on this one. This is the heavy gear on this one. Oh. Now it doesn't feel like anything I've ever hooked before. So I reckon, do I just go softly with him? Oh. You know, here we are, we're fighting fish on the other side of the boat. We're looking at it, I turn around, the rod's bent over. A lot of skill in this boat. It feels really weird. It actually feels like an eel. So I'm quietly confident, being the hairy expert that I am, that this could be a hairtail. Come on. So look at this. That is one freaky mother of a fish. Now, let's just hope he's not too. You bloody ripper! Look at that. What do you reckon, Coops?
Nice Sydney Harbour hairtail.
What a bizarre fish. Look at it. What an amazing creature. Now, just one tip I can offer while we're baiting up, and being the hairtail expert that I now am, having caught one in my life, is that a lot of guys use wire traces because, as you can see, that's a huge set of fangs. But in fact, the best way to get bites is to run mono. Try and hook them early, try and hook them in the mouth, and that way you'll get a lot more bites and you'll catch more hairtail. Club Marine environmental tip. And this goes just not for hairtail, but for all fishing. When the hairies are on, you can catch a lot. And there's no excuse for taking more than your bag limit. In fact, you don't even need to take your bag limit. So always let a few go and fish by the rules. And now it's time for fish facts, thanks to the Complete Angler. The hairtail is one wild looking fish with a mouthful of fangs and a mirror-like body and no tail. They are a unique species. Now, we don't know a lot about them, other than the fact that they come out of the depths, they move up into estuary systems during the winter months, right along the east coast, but there's no set pattern. Sometimes they turn up in the Hawkesbury, other years it's down in the harbour. It's one of those unique fish that we know very little about. We do know that they school and they tend to be partially pelagic. So when you start catching one, you'll be sure to catch a few. Oh, it's twitching a bit hard, that one. I don't think that's a hairy, that one. I think that's might be a little tailer or something. You can feel it. You can see the rod tip going. Brr, brr. I suppose that's one of the big things with the rods these days with graphite, is all of a sudden the sensitivity is all the way through the rod. The old days of the glass rods, you can't tell as much. Now, you can feel everything in the rod. I think I had a tailer. Oh, there's one. There he is, he's on a hairy. Oh, how good is this cameraman? Marginally. Oh, double. You right, mate? Do you want me to jump in there and help you? Here you go, jump in behind you there. Make sure I can still feel myself on you. Where are we? Just point those rod tips together. Woohoo! Number 2. Well done, mate, well done. Imagine being a dentist in the marine world for these guys. Look at that. Well, I'm sitting right next to the rods now. I'm really excited about this. This is awesome. Catching my first hairtail, or hairy as we know them. Now that I'm an expert, you know. But what an amazing fish. You think about it, these fish, we know literally nothing other than they appear every year. They do keep turning up in the same spots. Cowang Creek, Pittwater, Box Head, all those sort of, you know, through that lower reach of the Hawkesbury is really popular. Here in the harbour, it's showing that they're becoming more and more prolific. They even caught them at the zoo the other day. As far as I think we understand, is they're a deep water fish that they may come in to spawn, they may come in to feed, but to think we're catching it here in the middle of civilization, or in all these rich suburbs, I suppose, a better way to describe it. Here we are sitting here in amongst all these yachts, catching a fish that's almost unknown. And no one's done it on TV for years, except us. Woohoo! Oh, that's it. I'm trying to talk about it. And what have we done? I've caught myself. Hang on, mate, I'll do this one. Feels a bit different, actually, to be honest. I think that this is where's this other line? I think that's it now. I think I've got myself a decent brim instead this time. You can feel the difference in the vibration, you know? So I'm pretty sure, am I right or am I wrong? It's short and it is too, see? I can tell. It's a nice big solid brim. Still, not a bad bycatch. You can see this guy. This is interesting. You can see this guy. See where he's been caught in a commercial net there. So he's got the little nick in his head. So he's obviously been caught up in a net. But it's not a bad bycatch. Lovely, lovely brim. Not what we want though, now that I'm a hair tile expert. Well, we're not after brim today, so it's his lucky day. So we're gonna let this little guy go. See if we can catch another hairy. Just shows how healthy this harbour is. There we go, watch out for the boat. Oh, beautiful. Now have a look at this, this is quite interesting. This is a hairtail bite. You can see there, it's probably better if I hold it up for you like that. You can see there, there's the bottom hook. Now our bait was sitting down here, and look at that. Perfectly cut off at the back end there. And I'll tell you what, there's only one fish that does that, hairy. Ooh, I think there's another one on. I think, subtle weight, load up. Ooh, that's it. Ooh, feels a bit weird, that one. Oh, my experience, I can't quite tell, having only caught one. Oh no, it feels like it. Feels like the right stuff. Oop, going under the boat. Here, coming around. That's all right, I'm bringing it around for you. Might, oh, it is too, it is. I thought it felt a bit weird. Another freak of the deep. Well, it's only in 6 metres of water, but I tell you what, and you can feel, look at it, it's going in reverse. How bizarre is this? You can see it there in the water, and look, it goes in reverse. Look at that. How bizarre are these things? It's the freakiest fish. Just reach in there, Shannon, and bring him up for me. Oh, watch the camera. Have a look at that.
Another one.
Number 3. I am now anything but a virgin. I've got two from about 7 bites. And the funny thing is the guys from Shimano have given me all the brand new gear, and we've caught the fish on one of their original bait runners. Still one of our favourites. That is impressive.
Fish.
They're chrome plated. What an amazing fish. And as you can see, if we can bring this tail around, you can see why it's called a hairtail. Look at that. Stick it on my arm. That is a hairtail. What an amazing fish. I can't believe how excited I am. You said it would be fun. I'll tell you what, Shannon, you're not bloody wrong at all. Now, these are obviously they're amazing looking fish. They're awesome to eat. That's what I keep getting told. I haven't tried it yet, I've got to be honest.
They are beautiful. They've got a beautiful texture. There's 2 ways. You can either fillet them if you like, or you can just steak them up.
So just cut straight across?
Straight across.
So,
they've only got the bone through the centre. A lot of people like to actually get the shine off them for preparation, because it's like a milky residue on the fish. As you can see, I don't know if your camera can pick that up. Can you see the white?
Oh, you can. Yeah, it's tiny little, it's even got horrible, just interrupting. It's got little spikes down here as well.
That's right, yeah.
You probably can't pick them up. You run your hand down there and you can see that line. That's a series of little spikes. I was just realising then I'm getting nailed as I'm doing it.
That's what was getting nailed before.
When you hold them up, the top fin, like it is like a big silver eel, sits there doing this swirling motion that's absolutely bizarre. They are a true freak of nature, those things. And how do we cook them? Because we're cooking now, I tell you.
Look, for the flavour of these fish, I personally just a bit of flour, butter in the fry pan, beautiful. Too easy.
Awesome. Well, Shannon, that's not bad. I suppose we've got to thank Nick, because we didn't actually do it all on our own.
That's right.
Mate Nick from Fish About said they were here, told me the exact spot, and I'll tell you what, he was on the money.
He was, he sure was.
But with that sun setting out the back there, I'm thinking it's about time we went home and ate the spoils of the catch.
It sounds good to me, mate. Sounds good.
Bloody ripper, bloody ripper. Well, you know what? We're about to go home. We thought, oh, they haven't been biting for a while. It's dark, you know, it's pitch black now. We'll go home. And then within seconds, Shannon's on, another rod's going off, the rod's going off everywhere. So we're staying for a bit longer, because we're only doing it for you. So Sydney Harbour is really amazing. It's now probably one of the most heavily fished waterways in the country. You know, you can catch anything from kingfish to salmon, brim to flatties. But I suppose what it highlights is that Any local waterway has fish that you don't realise in there. You know, it could be down in Melbourne, up in the Territory, and this is what the whole idea was, that we caught fish that we never knew were there. It's time for Fish Like the Pros with the Complete Angler, introducing people to fishing since 1967. Now, catching hairtail, the one tip I can offer is use chemically sharpened hooks to get through those bony mouths. So let's go fishing. The sun has set and they're still biting. This is awesome. And the fact is, we're only 30 metres from shore, surrounded by moored boats, and we've got another bite.
I can feel every bite, every chomp on his mouth, I can feel.
Oh. Right, they're back on. This is it. See how hard they are? He put all that time into it. He's waiting, he's ready to go, and he missed it. Have a look at that. You can see the actual teeth marks where it's been biting on it. It doesn't look quite as big as the ones I've been catching by the teeth marks, but you can see he's actually chewing on it. And Shannon missed it. I'll have to give him some lessons at this rate.
I need to be taught again.
All right, that's good, that is good. Shannon, they're back on the sounder. It's got dark now, and they've been quiet for a little while, and what, they've done their lap round the bay, they're back. You can see them on the sounder on the Furuno there.
They're heading back.
Round two, let's go. When it comes to fish at night, you need light, and the brighter the better. LED deck lights are the only way to go. They produce a clean white light, and most importantly, they draw next to no power, which saves you the headache of a dead battery on the water. And believe me, no one wants a flat battery in the dead of night.
You can see him in the water.
Oh, no way, he's just swimming there, is he?
Oh, yeah.
See?
What's that?
Can you see him chewing on it?
Yeah.
You're joking. Oh, he smashed you, look at it.
See if he comes back up. He's on it, he's on it.
That is amazing.
Got
Oh,
him.
no way.
He's a goodie.
Look at
He
it.
looks all
What are you doing? Oh.
He was a good one.
He was a good one.
He was a good one.
We started so well, and
1 metre under the boat.
I can't believe you actually fed it on TV and had it eating out of there in this dirty water that's so, you know, we've had all this rain, it's dirty, and look at that, the hooks are flicked back over as well during that must be that back and forth and all that sort of stuff.
They go nuts.
Oh, that's amazing. All right,
What?
one more. Never thought I'd get so excited about the weirdest looking fish in the sea. That's what this series is all about. Catching the weird and wonderful, big fish, small boats. We have to change the name to freak fish, small boats. Oh, come on.
I have one else.
Oh, look at that. I don't know when to strike. It's like they let go. They bite it and then they let go. And this bait is literally 30 centimetres. It's not even past the Honda. He's almost got his head into the prop. He's so close. Oh, we've got to have him now. You ready there, Coops?
Yep.
This is it. Just keep that pressure on, keep winding, wind. Walk around. That's it, walk around. Lift this right up here. Now this is what's, oh, just let him run when he wants to. This is really adds a whole new element, is, you know, don't pull too hard. Really got to be nervous on these things. It's getting the kids out there as well, and look at it. Oh, there he is. Just let him run when he wants to. I've never been so nervous catching a fish from the kids. These kids catch everything, and I'm like, don't lose it. Just be gentle with him. That's it, just be gentle. Look, here he is. Oh, what do you reckon, Coops? Are you excited?
Yeah. Well,
God, look at this freaky thing going off. Just stop whining when he's doing that. That's it. And I'll lift him up for you, eh? If you step back for me, this could be it. You could be your first hairtail. Stop whining. Just walk back. Yeah, make sure I've got that leader. We've done it! We've done it! We've got another one. Look at that, Cooper. You have caught the weirdest thing on earth.
Yeah, but he's...
Now, you know what? This fish, just the one that Cooper's just caught, splashed the camera. We're going to do this great little piece about how exciting they are. He turned around and goes, there's one, Dad. Got another one. Poor old Justin's cleaning the rod. Look at that. Walk back, lift the rod up for him. Lift the rod up, that's it. And, watch out. I can't believe that you've already caught 2. Well, I tell you what, we wanted a closer. We wanted a good one. We was trying to catch one fish, trying to do a closer with that. What's Cooper do? Go and catch another one. It was sort of a classic day, you know. We fished that sunset, so the sun went down. I reckon, boys, that I'm almost speechless. You know, when you fish all your life, you get a new species. It's like going back to kindergarten. It's really cool to go out and, I suppose, bit the other side of the learning. You know, I'm always teaching others to fish. All of a sudden, I'm learning how to do it. So I don't know if I was the best student either, you know. Wow, what an awesome day. Hairtail in Sydney Harbour, you cannot beat it. Janet, mate, I can't thank you enough for catching something I've never caught before. But I reckon we go home and eat them.
Sounds good.
Tips of the week, thanks to Club Marine Magazine. First and foremost, drop into your local tackle shop and find out where the hairtail are. Secondly, don't just fish the night, fish the day as well. And finally, spread your baits out right through the water column, because sometimes they're on top, sometimes they're on the bottom.